Will was diagnosed just before his 3rd birthday with Fragile X syndrome. It was something that we had never heard of before.
So Fragile X syndrome is an X-linked condition that causes intellectual disabilities in boys and autism. Could also affect girls. Fragile X is the most common inherited cause of intellectual disabilities. So genetics was one of the first division at the Mailman Center. Then we became the Center for Medical Genetics thanks to a donation of the Dr. John T. McDonald Foundation. Then we became an institute, and now we're the Dr. John T. McDonald Foundation Department of Human Genetics. The original director of the division was Dr. Herbst Labs. He also became famous and received the Kennedy Award thanks to his discovery of the Fragile X site for Fragile X syndrome. When we became a center, they brought Dr. Skip Elsas, who was my mentor, to run this new center. We had all the 3 labs, the biochemical, the molecular, and the cytogenetics labs here at the Mailman Center. Then we became an institute, and we moved out to be our own department of human genetics. The original Mailman Center Genetics Division included Dr. Paul Benke, Virginia Carver, she did prenatal, Magda Plewinska, Mariluz Labs, Paul Tocci, many other genetic counselors also. So Dr. Paul Tocci ran Jewish screening program for Tay-Sachs. We were the 2nd one in the state. And then I actually started a program called the Victor Center for Jewish Genetic Diseases that we had here also for many years. Then in 2009, we founded the Fragile X Clinic, the only one in the state, thanks to funding from the state legislator, from J.C. Planas, and the X Family Foundation from Rosie Perez and her group.
I decided that I wanted to help other families in their journey to find resources and help. And the National Fragile X Foundation approached me to come and meet Dr. Barbuth to establish a clinic here at the Mailman Center. The goals of the foundation is basically to sustain the clinic and help it along in any way it can.
So we're one of 36 clinics now belonging to the National Fragile X Foundation Clinical and Research Consortium, and we treat many families. We've been treating over 200 families with Fragile X syndrome.
Whenever there's a family in need, I recommend them to the clinic, particularly Spanish-speaking families, because it's actually the only bilingual clinic in the country.
So we have a comprehensive medical team, and we offer care from the pediatrics to the adults. And now we have also an adult clinic.
The doctors here are amazing. I mean, he knows this place like the back of his hand. And I've also been a parent contact for other families, so I've helped them along on their journeys too when they get diagnosed. And we tell them about our journey, which is life-changing.
We're part of drug trials now with psychiatry at the moment, but we've done a couple of drug trials too. So we develop the best clinical practices as well, and we're part of this consortium that is part of the whole country. We also have other clinics in genetics. One of them is run by Dr. Willa Thorson for the Down Syndrome Clinic, together with development. I think another big story to acknowledge is our involvement with newborn screening program. So Dr. Rodney Howell was the first chair of the Department of Health and Human Services, Secretary's Committee on Genetics and Hereditary Diseases and Conditions. Dr. Brosco then served as that, and Ophelia Alvarez just started to serve in that position as well. Dr. Pfeiffer is a long-time member of the Florida Department of Health Genetics and Newborn Screening Panel. I was part of that for a while. And we were instrumental to help other programs develop, especially South Carolina with the Fragile X with Dr. Bailey. We also had a big program here with nutrition and being part of advocacy for tandem mass and the screening for PKU, thanks to Shia Rarbach. And all of these, I think, put the seed to now where our department is number 2 in the country for research and NIH funding. Newborn screening and detecting conditions in the babies before they have symptoms can prevent morbidity and mortality. And again, the idea is to prevent the conditions before the baby will develop. Just to give you the example of SMA, it was a very hard clinical counseling to give a family, to tell them their child will die in the first year, versus now we say, we have a treatment, the earlier the treatment, the better. So now we're looking into that data to make sure that we can provide the treatment early, because it makes a difference. And we're following them a year later, and they're doing pretty well. So it have changed their life completely.